everybody. I am coming in with a very quick intro, and this is to share with you if you've wanted to use up your continuous tape for your garments. I am showing how you put zipper stops in the top and the bottom of your garment. So go ahead, enjoy this video, and if you have any questions, definitely leave them down in the comment section. I will answer them as soon as I can. Also, check the description box. I have left for you links to my Amazon store where you can find the zipper stops as well as the Gorilla Glue pen as well. And so yeah, enjoyed the video, and again, if you have any questions, do let me know down below. Okay, do you have continuous tape and you would like to use it to insert it into your garments? As easy as this. And add stoppers to the top. Then continue watching. Okay, so the supplies you will need are something like this to squeeze the closures closed. So if you have something like this to close them, that will be great. You will also need some type of glue. I am using the clear Gorilla Glue pen, which is very easy to use because it has a very narrow tip that you can squeeze the glue out of. You'll also need your continuous tape. Now for continuous tape, as you know, it comes on rolls depending on how much you have. I would wait until you have installed the zipper to know how much to cut off at the top. At least that's how I handled it. But make sure your zipper has been added. As you can see, the zipper is added on here. And then you have the bottom. So we will address the bottom. You want to make sure it's nice and even. And then you have a couple options. You can either burn the bottom so these threads won't continue to unravel the tape side on the side of the zipper coils. Do not fray. You can burn it, or you can use glue and also which will keep it from fraying as well. You can use the same glue. And the last and most important thing you're going to need are these little gadgets. So these are your zipper pulls and stops. It comes in a nice little kit. This came off of Amazon. That there are other options. You might have some of your handbag stores that might sell them, but very easy, quick, off of Amazon, and it comes with quite a few, as you can tell here, and it comes in different colors. You have your bronze, you have your gunmetal, and you have your nickel. And so for this particular project that I'll be sharing with you today, the size of my zipper tape, this particular one and the one that's in the jacket, is a size 5, a number 5 zipper tape with the number 5 zipper pull. And so when you do get your kit, you will see, and I'll actually pull this out just so you can see it a lot more clear. So I pulled it out so you can see there is a number 5. So I pulled it out so you can see that's the bottom that will go at the bottom of your project. It's the number 5, so you know that is the piece that you would use to put at the bottom. And then the part that slides into this, as we see on regular zippers, here is the piece that you will use that will slide in, and I will show you that. This particular piece is not numbered, but you will be able to tell which piece goes into the slider. And then you have the stoppers that are at the top. So here are the stoppers that go at the top. As you can tell, the one on the right is a little bigger than the one on the left, and so the one on the left is bronze and the one on the right is gunmetal. We will be using, because I am going to show for demonstration purposes, the bronze one in our demo today. But I want to share with you the different sizes so you can see the different sizes. So if you're using a bigger zipper tape or something like that, you would want to use the one that is on the right. But we are using today for the number 5 zipper as a stopper, the one on the left. So I'm going to cut this to make sure it's nice and straight for the most part all the way across. So you want to just make sure it's nice and even, nice and clean. So I'm gonna scoot that out of the way. So now that you have your zipper tape, grab something like this, pliers, pickers. I mean, if you're into bead making or something, you might have these tools already. But what you want to take off are, so pull apart your, make sure, first of all, let's make sure our zipper is closing in the right direction, which this one is. Here's the, we want to make sure it's going up. But starting at the bottom, go ahead and pull this apart. And what you're going to do is take off 3 to 4 coils. And I will do that here. A little hard to do looking through the viewfinder. And you will have pull a little bit of the zipper tape away, but we'll clean that up. So just go ahead and pull the coil. As you can tell, it's just pulling. And then this allows you to clip off. That was only 2, so I am going to pull. You can just take your time with this because it can be just a little hard to get that. And as you, if you can hear that sound, that's me taking off the coils. So as you can tell, it frayed quite a bit, but don't be alarmed by that, because what you can do is go back in and just clean that up. And I would say if you do have just a little bit, hopefully you can see that. See how that's raised? It's a little thick right there, and you want to be able to slide that piece on there. You can trim just a little bit of that away. That excess is just excess threads from the zipper tape. And so here you have now the zipper teeth coil have been pulled off, and then you can test it by taking that piece that we just talked about. And again, these pieces are very small, so just test it. So when this goes down into the zipper, let me just show you. In the video on Amazon also shows this as well. You want this pointy side. See, this side up here has a little bit more of a ridge and an angle, and then this side angles off. That's because that's the part that's going down into the zipper, and you have an opening. See that opening? So what you want to do is take that piece. I'm just going to show you, and then you'll have to add the glue first. So make sure that angled piece is facing down, and what you're going to do is slide this on, and there's not enough zipper coil taken off, so I have to take off. So that's probably 6 rows of coil that has to come off. And if you take off more coil than you need, if you take off an additional 1 or 2 coils, that is no big deal. It'll still open and close. So that looks like that should be pretty good. And the thing, like I said, you're going to want to just clean that up, because you want to be able to slide that on there. So I'm just going to clean some of the fuzzies. So I just cleaned off some of the fuzzies. So you can see I took off quite a bit. That was probably 6 or 7 rows of coils on this side. And then you want to do, before you add the glue, do a dry fit first. So you're going to see as long as this meets, and you can slide it all the way down. And this here area just still needs a little bit of cleaning up. That's why I say just take your time with it, and it's okay if you have to go back in. There's a little bit of coil in here that I have to take out, that I feel. There we go. There we go. All right. We are cooking with gas now. There we go. Okay, we're cooking with gas now. So I've cleaned that up. And again, if you find that you still have to shave just a little bit, you don't want to cut the tape, but you just want to make sure it's flat. So when I say make sure it's flat, you pretty much want it as clean as it is on the outer part of the tape. You want it as clean as you can get it on this part, because it just makes it easier to slide that piece on. So I'm going to go ahead and slide that over on this side. A dry fit first. Yay! I took off enough teeth. You can see that's a dry slide on there. I just want to make sure I took off enough of the coils. So I am now going to add glue to that area. And have you a piece of paper or something underneath. Because what you want to do is put your glue on the tape in that area where you took off, and not a lot of glue. Don't over glue, just put enough there, as you can tell, on both sides, just enough. And you want to take your piece and slide it right on there. And you want to leave that to dry. I would have it sit flat or hang over something, but make sure it's facing down. So if you do happen to use too much glue, the glue is dripping down and not dripping up into the coils, if that makes sense. So don't dry it hanging up this way, but make sure it's facing down. So if there's any excess glue, it's just dropping onto whatever you have it on. I have this on some paper, and then we will do the other side, and then you will want to let it dry overnight. That's just my recommendation. Make sure everything is set, and then you want to do the same thing at the top. But let's go ahead and let this sit for a little bit, and then we will do the other side. Okay, so this side is much easier because you're able to hold that piece in your hand. So this piece, as you can tell, almost looks like a boot of some sort, and you can see the opening on this side, and that's the side that you slide this in, and this is just a dry fit to make sure it's ending in the right spot, and it is, because we'll be able to slide this right inside of there. But go ahead, do the same thing you did on this side, add the glue on both sides, slide this on, and let it dry. So that has been added, and again, just let that dry. The reason I let them dry separately is just so I don't keep bumping up against this side and it accidentally shifts or moves. The other thing you can do before it fully dries is use this to, you will notice that where you slid the openings, you want to make sure those are closed around your zipper tape. So you just want to take this, as you can tell, and I'm just squeezing it. That's all I'm doing, is squeezing it. And you want to be careful. So I should have actually waited to this to dry. As I said, wait till it to dry just a little bit. Let it sit on here for a little bit, and then use this to squeeze that close and do that on both sides. This one has been on for maybe 10 minutes. So I can show you on this side. You just really just take it and just squeeze it. And that's just so not only is the glue keeping it in place, but now you're closing that opening around the zipper tape as well. Okay, so I have allowed my zippers that to adhere overnight. That's just what I like to do. But so you will notice at the bottom tape, it can, let me see if I can make this fray a little bit. You might have some fraying. So like I mentioned earlier, you can use some glue to stop that. Totally up to you. What I have done is use just a lighter, just to ever so slightly burn the edges. And now I have to do that one again just to clean that up. But it's so, oh, I can properly scrape it off. So yeah, that's what I did. So go ahead and split your tape apart, because remember your zipper is up here and you want to be able to take this part out. So go ahead and unzip and take that all the way out like you normally would a normal zipper. And now you have the two pieces, and now you have your stop is in place. So you can go ahead and put that in, and now it is in like so. And you'll be able to zip it as normal all the way up at the top. See there? And what I would do, this is at least what I did. Once I put the bottom in, I then install the zipper into my vest. But I didn't cut in any of the tape off until after I knew how much I needed to take off from the top. Because remember what we did at the bottom, you have to do at the top. And so I installed the zipper into my vest, and the next clip you'll see is my zipper installed into the vest and what I did to remove, which is the same as below, but then putting the smaller stoppers at the top. So once you have your continuous tape at the top, you cut off, leave a little room at the top of your garment or where you want it to stop, and then use some pliers to take off just a couple teeth from your continuous tape. So that's what I'm going to do here. And do this before you attach. Make sure this is done. You just want to make sure it's measured properly. So as you can tell, I took off just a little bit and I clipped it. So there's just a little bit at the top. So here is the piece you're going to use, this stopper. If you can tell, this is the stopper. That is what you're going to use to keep once you zip up your garment, this is what's going to go in its place to keep it from the zipper from coming off. So I am going to go ahead and use this. You will need to be very careful because this piece is very small, so you don't want to lose it. But the first thing that you want to do is add glue to the end of your that where we just took off that coil. And I'm just going to put just a little bit of glue on the end. So here is that piece. It is very small, so it will be a little, you have to be very careful when you're handling it. So go ahead and take it and slide it over the top. Can you see that? I slid it right on over the top. You have something like this, and all you want to do is just press it closed. And press as hard as you can. See that? Press it as hard as you can. And so what I am going to do is let this sit for maybe 30 minutes or so, and then the stopper is there. I'll show you at the end, and then you can go ahead and sew down. So once you sew down your, let me just hold this so you can see. So when you sew down your zipper, you see that zipper stop at the top, it will not come off. So here is my completed vest. Zipper is fully installed. I hope this tutorial helped you out. Use up your continuous zipper tape for your garments as well, and this is an easy way to install the stoppers at the top and at the bottom. I will have a link to the set in the description box from Amazon. You can head on over and try them for yourself. Have fun sewing.